Join me in a reflection on life, death, and resurrection. Today, I took a walk through a cemetery in Melbourne's north. As I wandered through the rows of tombstones, I couldn't help but feel the weight of the stories that lay beneath the ground. Each stone, weathered by time, marks the final resting place of someone who was once alive, vibrant, and full of life. The cemetery is both old and new, with graves that span generations, from those who passed away many years ago to those who have only recently departed. One thing that struck me deeply was how many couples were buried side by side. Their tombs, often grand and carefully designed, symbolize a union that even death could not break. These monuments stand tall, telling us that love endures beyond the grave. It made me think about how powerful love is and how it connects us all, even after we have left this world. As I continued my walk, I noticed the old and rusty fence that surrounds some of the graves. Once it was probably new and strong, just like the people who now rest within its borders. But now it is worn, just like the bodies that have returned to the earth. The once vibrant lives that contributed so much to the world are now quiet, resting in peace. Grass and twigs have taken over what was once a place full of life and activity. The cemetery, though still beautiful in its own way, is a reminder that life is fleeting and that we must cherish every moment. One of the most touching parts of my walk was seeing the graves of the young. It is always heartbreaking to see a tombstone of a young person, knowing that a life was cut short. These graves are often decorated with flowers, toys, and other tokens of love, left by those who mourn their loss. As I stood before these graves, I was filled with a deep sense of sadness. Death is a part of life, but it is still difficult to accept, especially when it takes someone so young. This made me think of someone else who died young, Jesus. He was only 33 years old when he was crucified. Many people believe that his ministry was cut short, that he had so much more to do. But as we read the Bible, we see that Jesus fulfilled his mission exactly as God had planned. His death was not the end, but the beginning of something greater. Through his resurrection, Jesus showed us that death is not the final word. There is hope beyond the grave, and a promise of eternal life for all who believe in him. Jesus' death and resurrection remind us that even though we may face sorrow and loss in this life, there is a greater joy to come. For those who have faith, the cemetery is not just a place of mourning, but a place of hope. It is where souls rest in peace, awaiting the day when they will be raised to new life. This is the promise that we hold on to, even as we grieve the loss of our loved ones. As I reflect on my walk through the cemetery, I am reminded of the importance of living our lives with purpose and love. We do not know how much time we have on this earth, but we do know that we can make a difference in the lives of others. Just as those who are now resting in the cemetery once did, we too can leave behind a legacy of love, kindness, and faith. So, I ask you, do you think Jesus' ministry was cut short? Or do you believe that he fulfilled his destiny as God had planned from the beginning? I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue this reflection together as we look forward to the weeks ahead of deep and reflective biblical texts to challenge our faith. Thank you for listening. God bless you today, and may God bless you always.